How dare you fake being sick? Do you know how much stress you've caused us? My Mill said that, and then pushed me down the stairs. She was angry because I missed a family memorial service due to a high fever. I really did have a fever of around 104 degrees Fahrenheit. But my Mill seems convinced I was faking it. As I was tumbling down the stairs, I noticed my niece was at the bottom. My Mill also saw her and yelled, "Move!" But it was too late. I managed to shift my body and shielded my niece by embracing her. In doing so, I hit my head pretty hard and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. My name is Amy, and I'm 30 years old. I live with my husband, Dave, who is 4 years older than me. I work part-time locally, and there's a place I have to visit every day after work. That place is my in-laws' house. Living there are my Mill and my brother-in-law's family. My Mill and sister-in-law are stay-at-home moms, but they don't do housework themselves. Why? Because I stop by after work to take care of chores at my in-laws' house. They treat me like a live-in maid who's good for nothing but housework. My part-time job usually runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Because I have to go do housework at my in-laws afterward. I have to finish all the chores at my own home before work. As for my husband, he's unaware that I'm doing chores at his parents' house and asks, "Do you really need to do housework so early in the morning? Seems like a tough routine." Each time, I vaguely respond, "I have stuff I want to do after work." I can't tell my husband the truth because my Mill has sternly warned me not to. If you tell Dave about this, you know what will happen, right? You were never a good match for this family. If you spill the beans, I'll make sure you guys divorce. I can't afford to be forced into a divorce, especially when my own parents are happy about our marriage. So I had no choice but to continue this tough lifestyle. At my in-laws, I'm made to do nearly all the housework, from cleaning to laundry, grocery shopping, and cooking. Of course, that's only on weekdays. On weekends, when my husband is home, my Mill says I don't have to come, fearing he'll find out. But that means I have to prep meals on Friday and catch up on laundry and cleaning on Monday. I'm not sure what my brother-in-law does for work, but he occasionally has weekdays off. He knows I do housework at their home and smirks when he sees me. "You really work like a maid, huh? And for free, too?" Mom really hit the jackpot. He never stands up for me. My Mill and sister-in-law keep upping the ante, thinking I won't resist. "Could you also tidy up the storage room today? It's gotten a bit messy." Haha. That storage room is a hot space with no air conditioning. Why do I have to clean it out in this heat? I'd like to complain, but I hold it in and start organizing while breaking into a sweat. On top of that, they've started to ask for more time-consuming tasks, like suddenly wanting intricate meals or dumping piles of laundry on me that could wait. Maybe I should just say no. I've thought about it many times, but the threat of divorce from my husband stops me. I sometimes feel utterly helpless and miserable. My only solace at times like this is my niece, Emily. Emily, who's 5, is the only person in my in-law family who shows concern for me. When I give her snacks after she gets back from preschool, she says, "Thanks, Aunt Amy," with a smile. She's the only one in this family who treats me like that. However, Emily is also Mill's favorite, so she has to act reserved in front of her. When I'm about to leave after finishing chores, Emily runs to the doorway and says, "Thank you for doing all the housework today. I'm sorry I can't openly support you, Aunt Amy." Emily knows the deal. She understands that if she overtly takes my side, Mill will later give me hell. This happened once before. I was sweating bullets while cleaning, and Emily spoke up to Mill, saying, "Let Aunt Amy take a break. She's been working so hard in this heat. Shouldn't you or Grandma be doing these chores?" Mill's response was, "Emily, you don't need to worry about that. Aunt Amy is working because she wants to. Let her do her job." But Emily tried to persist when my Mill interjected, "How about we go get that candy you wanted?" Emily, it's better than staying here and getting annoyed by someone who's in the way. She forcefully took Emily out with her. Later, when I was leaving the in-laws' house, they had returned. My Mill berated me, saying, manipulating Emily like that? What a low trick. Don't expect any slack around here. When I glanced up, I saw Emily peeking from the end of the hallway. She must have thought it was her fault I got yelled at, wearing a guilt-ridden expression. I never wanted to put such a look on a 5-year-old's face. It made me feel even worse. From then on, Emily discreetly began to show gratitude toward me. She realized that if she spoke up too much, it would only make my life harder. Now, the third memorial service for my father-in-law is approaching. Just like last year, the ceremony will be held at the in-laws' house. Obviously, no one else in the family will lift a finger, so I'm left to do all the preparation myself. There's a laundry list of tasks: scheduling, coordinating with the pastor, contacting relatives, arranging for the supplies, and prepping the catering. That doesn't even cover the small stuff. On top of that, my regular chores at the in-laws can't be put on hold. Although they've thankfully stopped making extra demands, the daily housework is still on me. I managed to get a few days off my part-time job to prepare for the memorial service, but I've hit my physical limit. Fatigue is piling up, and my health started to deteriorate the day before the event. I managed to finish the prep work for the day, but I thought I should let my Mill know I'm not feeling well. Mill, I'm not feeling so well. Without showing any concern, my mother-in-law retorted, so what? Sick or not, you'll work all day tomorrow as a dutiful daughter-in-law. A dutiful daughter-in-law. My sister-in-law, Susan, is also a daughter-in-law, but doesn't lift a finger. Susan walked over and added, you're feeling sick because you don't take care of yourself. Don't cause us any trouble tomorrow. Okay, I'm not sick because of self-care. I'm clearly overwhelmed. Couldn't they at least handle the chores in their own house while I prepare for the memorial service? Do they think it's okay to make me do anything because I'm just the daughter-in-law? I was seething but couldn't do much due to my poor health. Lacking the energy to confront them, I dragged myself back home. The next day, as expected, my condition worsened. Taking my temperature, it had soared above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. My husband said, if you're this sick, you should skip the memorial. We'll take care of the rest. Just rest up. While comforting, the thought of Mill and family handling it made me nervous. Is everything really going to be okay when I've been doing all the preparations? What if they end up being rude to relatives or the minister? I was fraught with worry. Nevertheless, once my husband heads to his family home, I figured everything would be fine, and Mill wouldn't have room to complain. With a fever around 104 degrees Fahrenheit, my head was spinning. In the end, nudged by my husband, all I could do was lie in bed. That evening, my husband returned after finishing the memorial service. I checked my temperature and it was still around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I couldn't help but ask, was the memorial service okay? I couldn't help but ask, was the memorial service okay? Yeah, Mill and the others did their part, so it all worked out. No need to worry. We're adults too, you know. He laughed. Even if my husband finds it amusing, I can't help but worry. If Mill and the others really did help out, that's great, but I can't help but suspect they'll hold a grudge for some future payback. My fever went up and down for days, and it took me 3 days to recover. Multiple messages from Mill came in from my husband. Is Amy doing okay now? If she's feeling better, can you ask her to come over here? Why only once? They're going to make me work again. I couldn't say no because the message came through my husband, so I ended up going to his family's house. Once I got there, I greeted them. Mill, Susan, sorry for the inconvenience the other day. Dave told me you all had things under control. Thank you. They didn't seem too concerned, and simply replied, "Forget it. It's in the past. Now get back to housework. I'd like you to thoroughly clean the upstairs room today. They just assigned me chores as usual." "I understand," I responded softly, grabbing the vacuum cleaner to start cleaning the upstairs right away. While I was cleaning, it seemed like little Emily had returned from kindergarten. Just as I was finishing up and thinking I had to prepare Timmy's snack, I started to descend the stairs with the vacuum. That's when it happened. At the top of the stairs, my Mill pushed me from behind. I tumbled down the stairs. Mill shouted from the top, "How dare you fake being sick? Do you know how much trouble you've caused us?" Her words barely registered. As I was tumbling down, making loud noises, I noticed a small figure at the bottom of the stairs. It was Timmy. Mill also noticed Emily from the top of the stairs. "Timmy, move out of the way," she screamed. But Emily seemed paralyzed with shock. I let go of the vacuum cleaner and managed to adjust my fall, embracing Emily to shield him. The vacuum and other items came crashing down on me afterwards. My body ached everywhere, and it seemed I hit my head when I landed, shielding Emily at the bottom of the stairs. A sharp pain shot through me, and then I lost consciousness. When I came to, I was staring at an unfamiliar ceiling. Where am I? What just happened? For a moment, I had forgotten what had transpired. It seemed someone noticed I had woken up. "Amy, Amy, are you okay?" The voice was my husband's. "Is that you, Dave?" I spoke softly, and Dave looked concerned as he responded, "You're in the hospital. Do you remember? You fell down the stairs. My mom and the others found you and called an ambulance." That's right. Mill had pushed me down the stairs, but something about Dave's explanation didn't add up. Still, I remembered protecting Emily at the last moment. What about Emily? Is he all right? Yay, thanks to you shielding him, he's fine. My sisters were really thankful. Well, as long as Emily's fine, that's what matters right now. My head hurt so much I couldn't think straight, and then I lost consciousness again. The next thing I knew, it was the following day. The pain in my head had lessened a bit. As I sat up, wondering if anyone was around, Dave walked into the room. Right beside him was little Emily. "Amy, you're awake. How's your head? Emily here has something important to say." So I brought him along. Emily looked worriedly at me and asked, "Aunt Amy, are you okay?" "Yay, I'm fine. Are you hurt anywhere, Emily?" When I asked, Emily grinned and said, "Nope. I'm not hurt at all, 'cause you protected me and Amy." Dave then asked Emily, "What's this important thing you wanted to talk about?" "Well, you see, the reason Aunt Amy fell down the stairs yesterday is that Grandma pushed her. I saw everything from the start. Also, Grandma was saying something scary to Aunt Amy at the top of the stairs. Don't you know, Uncle Dave, how Aunt Amy always comes to our house and does chores and cooking?" Dave's face changed instantly from a smile to a look of concern. "Emily, are you saying it's true that Grandma pushed Amy down the stairs?" "Yeah, it's true. I'm not lying." Dave then turned to me. "Amy, is this true? Did you not just slip and fall?" "No, Mill pushed me from the top of the stairs. That's why I fell." "And you've been going to Emily's house to do housework." It seemed like the right time to finally tell Dave. "Yes, that's true. After my part-time job, I was always called over to do housework at your mom's place." Dave looked furious. "Why didn't you tell me? Mill threatened to make you divorce me if I told you. That's why I couldn't say anything." "I see. So that's why you were always busy with chores from early morning. I'm sorry I didn't notice." Dave then walked out of the room, looking dazed. Where could he be going? Emily had been spending some time in my hospital room. As evening approached, I thought it was about time to send Emily home and was about to call my husband when my sister-in-law burst into the room. "Amy, what on earth have you done? Our Mill has been arrested by the police." Turns out, my Mill had been arrested. But why? Just then, my husband, Dave, walked into the room. Amy didn't do anything. I was the one who filed a police report. Sis, you're kidding. My sister-in-law looked surprised. Dave continued, Sis, you've been exploiting Amy all this time, haven't you? Emily and Amy told me. You've been calling her after work to do chores every day. Aren't you a housewife? What have you been doing while Amy's been doing all your chores? You can't just be goofing off. My sister-in-law looked uncomfortable, but retorted, So what? Amy's doing the chores. Is that a crime? If anything, it's her fault for not refusing. We're not the only ones to blame. Unbelievable. The nerve of her. After she'd piled all those chores on me. Dave remained calm. While you haven't committed a crime, you can still be liable for emotional damages. Also, I no longer consider you or Mom family. We're cutting ties. I was amazed that Dave had thought it through so thoroughly. My sister-in-law's face went pale when she heard the word damages. What happened next? My Mill admitted to framing me at the police station. Given the severity, that I could have died if things had gone slightly differently. She was deemed malicious. After a court trial, she was sentenced to prison. Even though it's not a long sentence, for a proud woman like her, this is the ultimate humiliation. I hope she reflects on her actions while serving time. My sisters-in-law were slapped with a hefty compensation bill. My lawyer assessed my emotional stress as severe, which jacked up the amount significantly. Dave formally cut ties with his family. It's a shame that we lost touch with Emily, but I believe we'll meet again someday if the opportunity arises. As for us, we moved from our current apartment to start afresh in a new place. I found a part-time job in the new area and started working. No longer burdened by household chores at my in-laws, life has become a lot more manageable. After about 6 months of this new lifestyle, I found out I'm pregnant. I'm sure being freed from significant stress played a part. Looking forward to becoming a family of 3. Mark and I are committed to making our family a wonderful one.